Hi, I'm Juliana, and welcome to Classical Bookworm, the channel of my sister Sophia. So this is Act 1 of The Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. So she's going to take you through some key points in every scene and act, as well as have a question to make you sound smart in class.
Well, not every act.
Well, basically. Before she starts, she's going to tell you why Shakespeare has 5 acts in a play. So is it kind of like a book?
Yeah, it's like, so they have a specific purpose, each act. And Act 1 is the exposition, where you meet everyone and the conflict is explained. And in Romeo and Juliet, Montague and Capulet families, they don't like each other. And Romeo and Juliet can't be together. They're fated to have a bad ending. They're star-crossed lovers. And so then in Act 1, Scene 1, the servants of Capulet are walking in Verona and they see 2 Montague servants. And they provoke a fight by biting their thumb.
Yeah, I did bite my thumb. That's what I thought.
Let's go. You bit your thumb at me, sir. So, biting your thumb back then meant basically flipping someone off. So then they start arguing with each other and it turns into a fight. Benvolio, he's the kinsman to Montague. He comes into the scene and he draws his sword. And then Tybalt, a kinsman to Capulet, comes in also. And they start fighting, and peace is only restored when Prince Aeschylus shows up, and he threatens the penalty of torture and death on anyone who disturbs the peace. And then, after everyone else leaves, Benvolio, he's alone with Montague, and Montague asks where his son Romeo is. Then Benvolio goes to find Romeo, where he's in a grove of trees, and he's swooning over his crush, Rosaline, and he's like, I love her, but she doesn't love me back.
Because she's a nun, basically, right?
Why does she have to be a nun?
So doesn't it mean that she's sworn a life of, like, chasticity?
You've got it. Close enough, yeah.
Yep, chasticity. Right. So Benvolio, he's like, forget her. She's just, you can just look at other hotties. Some other baddies.
And then Romeo's like, I can't forget about her. I'm in love with her.
Forget about love.
I'm in love with
Forget
Rosalind.
about love.
So that's basically what happens in that scene.
Then scene 2.
Capulet is walking with Paris, who's a kinsman of the prince. And they talk, and Paris is like, I really want to marry Juliet. And Capulet is like, she's too young, but I approve of you, so we just gotta wait 2 years, okay? And then he invites Paris to a masquerade party that night.
And then Capulet, he's like, invite list, servant. Here's the invite list. You better, if you let anyone in, who isn't on this, I'm gonna poo myself. But then, little does he know, I
can't read. Yeah. Hey, are you Montague?
Yeah, so the thing is, she's basically illiterate and, yeah, that's crazy.
I can't read. I'm assuming you're not a Montague. What's your name, right?
Romeo and Benvolio. Yup.
All right. Okay, you guys are Montagues. Come on. Go to the party where no Montagues allowed. You're invited to the anti-Montague party.
We love that.
You totally are Montagues. And then, so he asks for help reading the list, and he invites Benvolio and Romeo, as we just did in our skit. And then Benvolio is like, yes. So there's gonna be lots of women there. You can look at other women and compare them to Rosaline, because Rosaline's also there. You can see how she's not as beautiful as other women.
Yeah, and then scene 3, the party's lit.
Yeah, bro.
The Capulet house.
At the Capulet house. And Lady Capulet asks Juliet what she thinks about getting married, and Juliet's like, I don't know.
I don't know. She's like,
and then she's like,
think of it, because Paris, you know Paris, right? Paris, France. He, like, literally likes you, girly. Like, he, like, really likes you, so, like.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll try and see if I can fall in love with him.
So Juliet.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, Juliet, she's like, okay, fine. I'll take a look at him. Take a look at him at the feast. See if he's a hottie or a naughty, because he's not a hottie. Okay. Scene 4.
Okay, Romeo, Benvolio, and Mercutio, they're all wearing masks, and they're on their way to the feast. And then Mercutio, he starts teasing Romeo, and all his comments about love, and he's just making a ton of jokes about love in Romeo. And then Romeo, he has a feeling that going to the feast will end in death.
it'll start the process that ends in death.
He has a vision.
But you know what? If you wanna, I have a vision, guys.
You have a vision. What does
you
your
guys
vision
are
say?
gonna like and subscribe and then comment. Oh,
It's an oracle.
Am
A vision from God.
And if I'm right, maybe. But scene 5.
Help our vision come true. All right, scene 5. At the feast, Romeo lays eyes on Juliet, and he asks his servant who she is, but the servant doesn't know. And then Romeo is super into Juliet. Rosaline immediately disappears from his mind. He's like, who is Rosaline? I've never heard that name before.
She's literally just such a baddie that he forgets about the other baddie, and he's like, whoa, hey there, girlie.
Did someone say something about Juliet? Who are you? Are you a Montague? Are you a Montague? So Tybalt overhears him and recognizes his voice. And he immediately is like...
Right.
So then he tells the servant, he's like, go get my sword.
His rapier.
Rapier. And he's like, I'm gonna throw hands with Romeo.
He's gonna curb stomp him basically in medieval times, which is gonna be so cool, guys. And then Capulet overhears. He's like,
there's so much overhearing, and he's like, no way, dude. You are not going to start a fight at this party. You are not going to start a fight at this party, Tybalt.
oh, he's
No, Tybalt. And then Tybalt vows not to let this pass because he's so angry.
Up. And then Romeo approaches Juliet and he's like, touches her hand, makes a major move.
Woo!
Hey, girl.
And then they start talking in a bunch of metaphors where he compares her to a saint and himself to a sinner. And he's like, you know what? I'm sinful. I need you to kiss me so that you can get rid of my sin.
Bro, back off.
I wasn't gonna actually.
Romeo, you are a freak.
Romeo's a freak, confirmed.
And then she agrees randomly because he's literally like, he's a pervert. Like, why would she agree right now?
But she does. So
and as he does it, she like remains still as he kisses, like, yeah. And
Okay.
Okay,
Let me
you
talk.
can.
So she agrees, and then he kisses her, and she's like, you've never kissed anyone before. Why do you kiss like you read a manual on kissing?
Oh, that's crazy.
She's like, you read a manual on kissing. You kiss by the book.
And Juliet, she's basically like, Romeo's sin. You kiss me, and now your sin is on my lips. And that
now I'm a sinner. I need to kiss you back so I can get rid of my sin.
So basically, they get.
So then they kiss again, and then Juliet's nurse comes, and she's Juliet's nurse comes, and she's like, your mother wants you. And then Romeo's like, who's your mother? And then he learns
my mom's Capulet.
No!
And then Benvolio comes as the crowds dwindle and mingle and takes Romeo away. He's like, bro, get out.
No!
Juliet, she falls in love. And then...
And she's like, if he's married, I will die. I'm in love with him
Foreshadowing.
so much.
Foreshadowing.
Wait, what, really?
And then Juliet... She's like, yo, bro.
Who is he?
Who is he, bro?
Who is he?
She asks the nurse that, and the nurse, she
Yo,
returns.
he's a Montague. Yeah.
She's crushed. She's on the floor, crippling with absolute rage and heart attack. So, what's a question that's gonna make you sound smart in class?
All right. So, what is the foreshadowing in Act 1? That's the question.
Well. Anyways, in scene 4, Romeo, he basically has a dream. Whoa!
He has a vision.
Whoa! That going to the feast is a bad idea. So this is in line 109. Do you want to read it?
Yep. By some vile forfeit, which means penalty in this case, of untimely death.
Whoa! So basically, that means that something bad is gonna happen at
They're
the party.
all gonna die.
The ops are gonna show up and they're gonna curb stomp everybody, and the party's not gonna be lit anymore. And then Juliet will dip and it's gonna go crazy.
Whoa!
Bye, guys. Disappears.